Back in the day, a walking Liberty $50 could get you a gallon of gas because gas was 50 cents. What if I told you that same exact coin could get you a gallon of gas today? Gas isn't 50 cents, but I could take that walking Liberty $50, sell it at my local coin shop, and get myself a couple gallons of gas. Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. So now let's talk about quitting silver stacking, why people do it, the reasoning behind it, why you shouldn't, and more. I came across this post on a subreddit called Silver to Gen Club titled, "Who else quit stacking silver for now? Just seeing others not really into stacking anymore. Wondering who has lost interest in it. Please don't hurt me." See, I think a lot of people get into silver for the wrong reasons, but they do sort of understand once they start digging in deeper silver's true value, some of the other reasons why silver has so much potential beyond just being real money for as a hedge against inflation. When you learn about the supply deficit, when you learn about silver's critical use moving forwards, then you're like, whoa, this actually has a lot more potential and opportunity than I originally thought. Just kind of getting in when a lot of times gold is the mascot, or like Wall Street silver with that crazy hype train and the silver squeeze. A lot of people get in for the wrong reasons or other reasons and realize they hit a gold mine. They hit the jackpot, pun intended. But anyways, I want to jump into this because silver is extremely addicting, especially when you start getting those first ounces, looking around online, unboxing it, seeing and feeling and holding these coins, and just getting introduced and welcomed into this huge stacking community. It can be extremely fun, and like anything, once you do it for a while, it can start to dim down. But this is where the weak hands are separated from the strong hands. When we get into this video, I really want you guys to reflect upon yourselves and see where you're at. Are you similar to this guy? And it's not even necessarily wrong. It's not always buying or selling. Holding is also a strategy. That's still strategizing. You're just holding off for now until a better opportunity arises. It doesn't always have to be buying or selling. Sometimes holding is the best option. Impulse buying and panic selling are definitely real, and those are the two things that make people lose money or just go in the red completely. Honestly, most people don't even break even stacking silver because they aren't patient enough. They don't understand silver's true value or the dollar's true value. But anyways, I wanted to go into this, and I found another article titled 10 Reasons for Buying Silver in 2023. I want to go over these reasons because they do hit a lot of points, a lot of good points, and I think this will be a very good video for anyone who's maybe newer, and I mean newer as in the first year or two, because it can last. Even if you've been stacking for 2 years, that original hype is still there to some extent. When you've been stacking for 7-8 years, someone like me, it could start to dull down. Now me, it hasn't, maybe because I'm a stacking channel and I've interacted with so many people, or maybe because I like the collectability, because if you're someone who just buys Eagles or just buys generic rounds, that can get boring. But me, I like collectible coins as well. I like the artwork, I like the history behind a lot of these coins, so it's always fun for me, and it's always exciting looking at the new 2024 pandas that come around the holidays, that get introduced around Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so that I can get them for cheaper than normal. That stuff is fun to me. But if you're someone who just buys plain old silver, it can get mundane. So anyways, let's look into this. Who else quit stacking silver for now? If you enjoy this video, then please like the video, or if you're someone that isn't quitting anytime soon, like the video. If you want daily videos, I can offer you that, so click subscribe and click the bell. So this person says, every day I tell myself I'm not gonna buy anymore. Sometimes I build a cart on a site and I'm like, no, I don't need it. And then he buys something from a different site. Nope, can't quit. might have a problem. And honestly, this is real. Some people don't save money on the side before they start stacking. They don't know how to manage money, so they end up buying silver and then selling all of it to pay for that car that broke down, or medical bills, or whatever, rent. And that happens a lot because we're investors. We're trying to invest and take control of our wealth, but we're doing that in something that's detached from the dollar to some extent. So when you're putting your money into something else, when you have to use fake money to pay your rent, you can see where the problem lies. But at the end of the day, you have to learn how to balance. And that's with anything. That's with anything. You have to learn how to manage. But that is a problem. That's why it's called impulse buying. Just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford to buy it. That is one of the most important things about investing or money in general. Just because you can buy it doesn't mean you can afford to. And then this guy says he used to know people like that, but I don't know, something happened. And it is true. Each person's different. Each person goes through different things in life. Each person started stacking at different times. Maybe you got in when silver was $11 in March of 2020. So right now you're living large and you're up in the green. Or maybe you started when it was $30 in February 2021 during the Wall Street silver movement. So now your investment's down in the red and you're like, what am I doing? I'm losing money. You see how both of those people could have completely different perspectives on silver's price depending upon when they started. Plus, people have different financial situations. They have different selling time frames. They have more or less silver than each other. So you really can't go off one universal strategy. And that's why I said in the beginning, reflect upon yourself. I can't tell you what to do because I don't know your situation. Maybe you started last year. Maybe you've been stacking for 20 years. Maybe you just started. Maybe you have 1,000 ounces stacked already, so you can branch off into some higher premium semi-numismatic stuff. Maybe you only have 10 ounces, so you shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, the problem is thinking of it as a business model. I don't know exactly what he meant by that. He says I was referring to this subreddit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know even what that means. What he means by that. If you're looking at it from solely just making quote unquote money, fiat, then yeah, you might be in it for the wrong reason. You still can make money, but that's not necessarily the point for a lot of us. We're transferring fake money into real money. As the dollar loses purchasing power, we're putting our money in something that holds value. If you guys don't understand that, or if you think that doesn't make sense, I'm going to share something with you that breaks it down in a way that for me makes the most sense. A walking Liberty $50 back in the day could get you a gallon of gas, because 50 cents was a gallon of gas, and a walking Liberty $50 was 50 cents. It had 50 cents of silver inside of it, so you were exchanging something of real value for something of real value, for real silver for gas. A walking Liberty $50 can still get you a gallon of gas today. Slayer, gas isn't 50 cents, I know. But you could take that walking Liberty $50 to your local coin shop, sell it, and get several gallons of gas. You see how that same exact coin can get you back in the day what it can today? If that walking Liberty had no silver in it back in the day, as today is, you cannot get 50 cents worth of, that doesn't equal a gallon. Silver is timeless. That's how when I say you're putting your money in a time capsule, essentially that's what I mean. As the dollar deflates in purchasing power, you're putting your money into something that holds its value against the dollar. That's the best way I can explain it. A walking Liberty $half can get you a gallon of gas back in the day, and that same exact coin can get you a gallon of gas today. So, 10 reasons for buying silver in 2023. Silver is an extremely undervalued asset. Historically, one could buy 15 ounces of silver with 1 ounce of gold. Today, 1 ounce of gold buys 77 ounces of silver. See the gold to silver ratio today. If we consider this historical trend line over millennia, the price of silver should be $119 today. And that's going off of the 16-to-1 ratio, which it was for thousands of years. It could be a lot lower, not silver's price, but the gold to silver ratio could be a lot lower, meaning silver is even more valuable if you're going off of the rate it comes out of the ground, of the Earth's crust, which is around 7 or 8 to 1, putting silver at much higher than just $119 an ounce. It is funny that the gold to silver ratio is 77 to 1. Gold is 77 times more valuable than silver, when silver has 77,000 times more uses than gold does. Number 2, silver is used in a large number of products and industrial applications: mobile phones, digital cameras, computers, iPhones, etc. It is the second most consumed commodity after oil, and there is no substitute for silver. This metal, therefore, offers good investment prospects. And yeah, nothing can replace silver. People try to say copper can, but copper is close in terms of electrical conductivity, but when you're looking at the long run, copper just doesn't perform as good, and it's actually not worth it. It's actually more effective to just go the silver route, because copper just it's not, the quality isn't there, right? If you're looking from a very short-term perspective, then you could say, yeah, we could just use copper, but no. In the long run, silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and light sensitivity, and every single day, as we advance digitally, there's new uses for silver. Plus, most silver is thrown away, never to be recycled. Just thrown away in these landfills. There has to be some type of solution, because we hit the biggest supply deficit this year. Record-breaking supply deficits this year in history. We've never seen a supply deficit, a silver shortage this large, and it's only going to get worse as we're just now advancing digitally with the Green New Deal and EVs and solar panels and 5G towers. We need to figure out something fast. So 3, silver has a crucial role in the automotive sector for many decades, thanks to 2 key characteristics: its unique thermal and electrical conductivity properties, the highest of any metal, and its high availability. The large industrial demand helps to drive prices up, which will not erode as the price of silver rises due to the small amounts of metal contained in each product. Even a sharp rise in price will not lead to a decline in industrial demand. Once used, silver is destroyed, unlike gold, which is recycled. It's exactly what I was just saying. Silver's thrown away in landfills, never to be recycled. Gold is always recycled and re-scrapped and reused, because it's mainly used for jewelry and coins and bars. So they pawn or sell that gold, especially since it's more profitable to do so, since it's 75 times more expensive. People are more likely to turn in that chain. It's not so much, you're not going to get much turning in a silver necklace compared to a gold necklace or rings. So gold is recycled, remelted, reused, re-scrapped, since it's mainly used for coins and jewelry. Silver, nobody's scrapping silver out of an EV or out of a windmill or even computers, because it's just not profitable. Plus, silver is a byproduct. When you're digging it out the Earth's crust, it's found mainly by accident when they're looking for gold, lead, or zinc. Number 4, with its growing role in the automotive industry, EVs, and its use in solar industry, which is photovoltaics, silver is an indispensable metal for the ecological transition. There is more silver used by photovoltaics, which are PV cells, which are solar panels, than by any combined segments of goldsmithing and photography. Given the carbon neutrality commitments made by countries around the world, The use of photovoltaic energy is expected to increase and thus stimulate demand for the metal. The World Bank estimates that the development of renewable energies could result in a 4.5-fold increase in the demand for silver worldwide by 2050. That's insane. And there's already record-breaking supply shortages. Every automobile company by the year 2030 will be electric. More and more and more and more silver, but there's less and less and less and less of it. You do the math. Number 5, in addition to this industrial demand, there's monetary demand. This is where most people get in, and then they learn about the industrial demand, the fundamentals, which make silver much, much more opportunistic. Silver's always been considered as a form of money for centuries, and the destruction of the purchasing power of currencies contributes to the return of silver as an essential element of a stable monetary system. Money is something that cannot be created nor destroyed, right? You can create dollars, you can destroy dollars. Every fiat-based system has lasted around a century. I think the US dollar is the longest lasting currency, and it's not going to last forever. When I say 98% of its purchasing power, that's an actual percentage. Number 7, physical silver stocks are declining significantly, especially since the February 2021 short squeeze, which caused historic tension in the market. We know that today's silver market's based on a fractional system where there are many more virtual owners than ounces of metal available. I'm talking about this COMEX corruption, where, every ounce of silver you hold in your hand, essentially 250 other people own that same ounce digitally. And that's why I say if you can't hold it, you don't own it. And that's also why when this gets exposed, silver's price could explode. Because, like Ted Butler says, this type of manipulation can't last forever. The fundamentals will overweigh this. So it's talking about investment and industrial demand for silver is increasing, right? A lot of people just look at the investment part of this and don't even pay attention to the industrial side, the macro. They just look at the micro. But supply is becoming scarce. A contraction in mining sector capital spending and a decline in the silver stockpile point to a major reduction in supply. You have to understand the potential for silver. There are enormous short positions on the market. Number 10, as with gold, many paper silver certificates have been sold when there is not enough physical silver in a reserve to satisfy a demand for delivery from all holders of these paper certificates. This abundant paper supply has contributed to limiting the rise in silver prices for years by diverting it from the physical silver market. But the rush to tangible assets will cause these paper certificates, or ETFs, to explode and silver's price to rise with them. Own silver in physical form only. Like I said, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. You don't own it if you can't hold it. Someone else owns it. Think about this. Every ounce of silver you hold in your hand, 250 other people own that same exact ounce online. It says they own it, but they don't. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you enjoyed this. The whole point of this is, even if silver's price is down, you don't need to sell. Actually, you could take advantage of that and lower your dollar per ounce average, like a lot of true silver stackers do. If you don't understand silver's true price, then of course you're going to second guess yourself. You're going to be on the fence when the price goes down because you don't understand why you're investing into this. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.